Alright, I'm going to be talking about Straight Outta Compton by N.W.A. So this is from 1988, and it's kind of like, it was quite like a groundbreaking record in terms of like, well, it was kind of like a new like breakthrough of gangster rap, and it was kind of I think it was inspired by Public Enemy, which I've also done a review on. So it kind of has like similar sounds to that, but the lyrical topics are more like gangster rap and more kind of like brutal and about doing crime, and you know, there's some sexist lyrics in there as well, unlike Public Enemy. So this is kind of more brutal in the lyrics and explicit for sure. So yeah, you could say it's more raw, but you could also argue that having more explicit lyrics isn't like necessarily more raw, because oftentimes it can just be like too on the nose. And I do agree with some of the lyrics are very on the nose and very like not as well thought out and not as very metaphorical. They're just very literal lyrics, which is, you know, they're making a point, I guess. But I like a bit more like metaphorical lyrics. Metaphorical, is that a word? I'm forgetting English, but anyway, you know what I'm getting at, like a bit of a mix. For me, I think these lyrics are slightly too on the nose, but definitely some good messages in there. I say good messages. I get what they're saying. So yeah, this is in terms of accessibility, definitely like Express Yourself is very extremely accessible. It's very radio friendly. It's got I think the main hook is a sample. I'm not actually sure, but it has more positive lyrics, I guess. What on face value it has anyway. I haven't looked into the actual meaning of it, but it seems more positive anyway. And Straight Outta Compton and Fuck the Police, they are also quite accessible, and I mean those are the three most popular ones I've just listed there. But yeah, and they do actually have a lot of plays. Straight Outta Compton literally has like 1/3 of a billion, so yeah, very accessible for sure. But there are some on here which I've forgotten about. But yeah, that's fine. Overall, it's a very consistent vibe. It's got very much consistent production. I think it might have all been produced by Dre, but I don't know. Don't know on that one. For the complexity, I do think some of the lyrics were quite basic and quite predictable. Like, I do think there were some quite obvious rhymes, like kind of cheesy rhymes in there, which is like at some points was like fairly cringe. Like there wasn't too much of it. There's some great lyricism on here, but there was also some pretty like bad rhymes which haven't aged very well. And I don't know if they were good at the time or what, but definitely some rhymes in there which I wasn't a fan of. And production, like I said, was pretty good. The production is pretty spot on, and I think probably the strongest element, I think. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got to say. Overall, for my personal enjoyment, it personally wasn't my thing. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for enjoyment. So there we go, Straight Outta Compton.